Continuing on to the veil of
Be on the other side.
invisibility uh, on integrity, putting integrity into finance is purely a positive phenomenon. Um, Capitalism in society. Given the significant contribution to the performance and quality of life that we authors discovered from acting consistent with the law of integrity, and conversely, the devastating impact on performance from attempting to violate the law of integrity. We were dumbfounded that the actual source of these benefits, cost and costs, has remained invisible. Faced with that puzzle, we spent 2 years focused on determining what created that invisibility. We discovered 11 distinct factors that create what we call the veil of invisibility. For that, human beings and other human entities make invisible the impact on integrity on their opportunity for performance. Each of these 11 factors contributes to obscuring for human beings and other human entities a negative impact on performance when their actions are consistent with the law of integrity, and conversely obscures the positive impact on performance when their actions are consistent with the law of integrity. Ignorance of the law of integrity, kept in place by the 11 factors of the veil of invisibility, prevents us from seeing the actual source of the devastating impact and the out of integrity behavior has on our lives and the lives of our families, groups, organizations, societies, and nations. Furthermore, ignorance of the law of integrity and of its relation to performance leads to explanations for poor performance that, while seemingly valid, hide the actual cause of the performance. Diagnosis of less than desirable performance and prescriptions for addressing that diagnosis that are not informed by the law of integrity are generally unreliable and often downright ineffective in providing an effective pathway for resolving performance issues. Some evidence for this is the media reports of the unrelenting scandals we have mentioned earlier and discussed more fully in Appendix 1. For now, we provide a brief listing of the description of the 11 factors of the veil of invisibility that prevent us from human beings from seeing and therefore accessing the power that acting consistent with the law of integrity actually adds to the performance and quality of life for us as individuals and for our families, groups, organizations, societies, and nations. It is important to note that mastering these 11 factors will give you access to vast increases in integrity and performance. Number one, not seeing that who you are as a person is your word. That is, thinking that who you are as a person is anything other than your word. For example, thinking that who you are is your body or what is going on with you internally, your mental, emotional state, your thought processes, and bodily sensations, or anything else you identify with, such as your title or position in life or your possession. Seeing yourself anything other than your word leaves you unable to see when your word is less than whole and complete. You are diminished as a person. As we have said, a person as a person is constituted in language. As such, when a person's word is less than whole and complete, that person is diminished as a person. Attempting to violate the law of integrity, that is not honoring your word to yourself and others, results in self-disintegration. And self-disintegration limits what you can be. Said another way, each of out of integrity act reduces your opportunity for performance, thus reducing what is possible for you to be. From another perspective, the loss of power resulting from the diminish diminution diminution of self often leads to the use of force. Living as if my word is only what I said, word one, and what I assert is true, word four. Even if we are clear that in the matter of integrity, our word exists in six distinct ways, most of us actually function as if our word only consists only of what I said I would do or not do, word one, or what I assert is true. This guarantees that we cannot be men, women, or organizations of integrity. For us, words 2, 3, 5, and 6 are invisible as our word. Word 2, what you know to do or not to do. Word 3, what is expected of you by those with whom you wish to have a workable relationship, unless you have explicitly declined those unexpressed requests. Word 5, what you stand for. Word 6, moral, ethical, and legal standards of each society, group, or governmental entity of which one is a member. When we live, function of life, as though our word is limited to word 1, what I said I would do or not do, and word 4, what I say is so, we are virtually certain to be out of integrity with regard to our word as constituted in words 2, 3, 5, and 6. In such cases, all instances of our word as individuals or organizations that are not spoken or otherwise communicated explicitly are invisible to us. Our lives in all the instances of words 2, 3, 5, and 6 simply do not show up or occur for us as having given our word. 3, seeing integrity as a virtue. For most people and organizations, integrity exists as a virtue rather than as a necessary condition for performance. When held as a virtue rather than as a factor of production, integrity is easily sacrificed when it appears that a person or organization must do to succeed. For many people, virtue is valued only to the degree that it endangers the admiration of others. And as such, it is easily sacrificed, especially when it would not be noticed or can be rationalized. Sacrificing integrity as a virtue seems no different than sacrificing courteousness or new sinks in the men's room. Self deception about being out of integrity. People and organizations generally do not see when they are out of integrity. In fact, we are mostly unaware that we have not kept or honored our word. In fact, people systematically deceive, lie to themselves about who they have been and what they have done. As Chris Arg, Argy, Argis, Argris, after years of studying human nature, concluded, put simply, people consistently act inconsistently, unaware of the contradiction between their espoused theory and their theory in use, between the way they think and they are acting and the way they really act. And if you think this is not you, you are fooling yourself about fooling yourself because people cannot see their out of integrity behavior. It is impossible for them to see the cause of the unworkability of their lives and organizations, the direct result of their own attempts to violate the law of integrity. 5, seeing integrity as only keeping one's word. The belief that integrity is keeping one's word, period, leaves no way to maintain integrity when this is not possible, or when it is inappropriate, or when simply chooses not to keep one's word. This leads to concealing, not keeping one's word inauthenticity, in which to the veil of invisibility about the impact of attempts to violate the law of integrity. 6, fear of acknowledging that you have not or are not going to keep your word. When maintaining your integrity, for example, acknowledging that you are not going to keep your word and cleaning up the mess that results appears to you as a threat to be avoided. like when you were a child. Rather than simply a challenge to be dealt with, you will find it difficult to maintain your integrity. When not keeping their word, most people choose the apparent short-term gain of hiding that they will not keep their word. Thus, out of fear, we are blinded to and therefore mistakenly forfeit the power and respect that accrues from acknowledging that one will not keep one's word or that one has not kept one's word. 7, not seeing that integrity is a factor of production. This leads people to make up false causes and unfounded rationalizations as the source of failure, which in turn conceals the attempts to violate the law of integrity as the source of the reduction of the opportunity for performance that results in ineffectiveness and failure. Not doing a cost benefit analysis on giving one's word. Number 8, when giving their word, most people do not fully consider what it will take to keep their word. That is, people do not do a cost benefit analysis on giving their word. In effect, when giving their word, most people are merely sincere, well meaning, and placating someone, and don't even think about what it will take to keep their word. How often do we all say something like, let's have lunch sometime, without actually intending to set a date or place? Simply put, this failure to do a cost benefit analysis on giving one's word is irresponsible, and irresponsible giving one's word is a major source of the mess left in the lives of people and organizations. Indeed, people often do not even know that they have given their word. People do not see the giving of their word as I am going to make this happen. If you are not doing this and doing a cost benefit analysis before giving your word, you will be out of integrity. Generally, people give their word intending to keep it. That is, they are merely sincere. If anything makes it difficult or even inconsistent to deliver, then they will provide reasons instead of results. Number 9, doing a cost benefit analysis on honoring one's word. People almost universally apply cost benefit analysis to honoring their word. Treating integrity as a matter of cost benefit analysis guarantees you will not be a trustworthy person, or a small exception, a person of integrity. If I apply a cost benefit analysis to honoring my word, I am either out of integrity to start with because I have not stated the cost benefit contingency that is in fact part of my word. I lied. Or to have integrity when I give my word, I must say something like the following: I will honor my word when it comes time for me to honor my word if the costs of doing are less than the benefits. Such a statement, while leaving me with integrity, will not engender trust. In fact, that statement fundamentally says that my word is meaningless. In fact, I just told you that I am an unmitigated opportunist and my word means nothing. I have given you my word that you cannot trust me to honor my word. At best, you are left guessing what costs and benefits I will be facing when it comes time for me to honor my word. And if the costs are greater, okay, finishing number 9, then the benefits, costs are greater than the benefits as I see them. I will honor my word. That is, I have just told you my word is meaningless. Therefore, I would be for you an untrustworthy person. The bottom line is the following. If you choose to be a person of integrity, you have no choice when it comes time to honor your word. In summary, to be in integrity, you must apply cost benefit analysis to giving your word and must never apply cost benefit analysis to honoring your word. Gotcha. Not seeing that integrity is a mountain with no top. Oh, To the extent that people are aware of integrity and costs of out of integrity behavior, they systematically believe that they are in integrity, or if not integrity at any moment, they believe they can put themselves back into integrity and be a person of complete integrity. Unfortunately, we will never get to the place of 100% integrity because integrity is a mountain with no top. However, the combination of one, generally not seeing our own out of integrity behavior, two, believing that we are persons of integrity, and three, even when we get a glimpse of our own out of integrity behavior, assuaging ourselves with the notion that we will soon restore ourselves to being a person of integrity keeps us from seeing that in fact integrity is a mountain with no top. Getting the integrity is a mountain with no top. And therefore, we had better learn to enjoy climbing. Leaves us as individuals, one with power, and two with the ability to be authentic about our out of integrity, authenticities, and three, better able to relate to those around us who are also dealing with the fact that integrity is a mountain with no top. 11, not having your word in existence when it comes time to keep your word. Existence, one of the four keys to winning any game. People say talk is cheap because most people do not keep their word when it comes time to keep their word, or do not to honor their word when they do not keep their word. A major source of people not keeping or honoring their word is that when it comes time for them to do so, their word does not exist for them in a way that gives them a reliable opportunity to keep or honor their word. This is a major cause of out of integrity behavior for individuals, groups, or organizations. Most people have never given any thought to putting their word into effective existence so that when it comes time for them to keep their word, there is a reliable opportunity for them to either keep or honor their word. To reliably keep or honor your word, you will need an extraordinarily powerful answer to the question, where is my word when it comes time for me to keep my word? If you don't have a way for your word to be powerfully present for you in the moment or moments in which it is time for you to take action to keep or honor your word, when you can forget, then you can forget about being a person of integrity and you can forget about being a leader. To accomplish this, you must provide answers to the following questions. What is your first step, next action you are going to take after you have given your word? By when will you take this first action or next action? Create a now in the interval of time in your calendar in which to do it. And finally, you must ensure that now exists for you in such a way that you will reliably take the first step. In Erhard, Jensen, and Safran 2009, we distinguish each of these 11 factors in a way that gives one access to integrity, that is, in a way that enables one to do the work required to pierce the veil of invisibility, and doing so be left in the presence of power that integrity confers on human beings and on human entities. In our experience, individuals and organizations that master the 11 factors of the veil of invisibility provide themselves with access to a life of integrity with the power and peace that integrity confers. Thus, in this work, we go beyond nudging to actually give human beings and human entities access to eliminating or at least significantly reducing their out of integrity behavior. We must emphasize, however, that as we said above, integrity is a mountain with no top. Therefore, those who set off on this task must learn to enjoy climbing because there is no end to the process. And as the climb continues, life continues to get better. In a real sense of being a person of integrity starts with me giving my word to myself. That is my word to myself that I am a person of integrity. And as a person of integrity, when I give my word to anything, it is as though I have said to myself, I'm going to make this happen. And being a person of integrity is a part of who I am. That when I do not keep my word without question, I honor my word. I never say to myself, I am going to try to make this happen, or I hope this will happen, or I will do my best to make this happen. Integrity is another key, 4 keys of winning any game, inspiration and relationship or relatedness. All right, hope you're having a great day. We'll continue with a picture of what it looks like to be in integrity in the next video. Bye-bye. We're doing Mario Brothers 2.